When it comes to children, there are two very different, very polar opposite lifestyle choices. Either you choose to have kids or you don't. Because these are two such extreme ends of the spectrum, very naturally, just like when people are on either side of anything, it can ignite a feeling of competition. Child-free versus parents. Does the competition exist? Is it real? And if so, why is it even a thing? Make sure to watch this entire video because we are going to answer these questions and dive into much, much more. Hello friends, welcome to the Child-Free Connection and welcome back if you've been hanging out with us before. I'm Veronica, my partner Rick is behind the camera and he and I are in our 40s. We live a child-free life and make child-free content together here on YouTube and on our Instagram page, so please make sure to follow us there too. This channel is for inspiration, support, celebration, and education of living child-free. So if that sounds like a community that you want to be a part of, please take a moment to like this video, click the subscribe button, and hit the bell so that you get notified each time we release new content. Also, we are always brainstorming ways to serve this community better. So make sure to sign up for the Child-Free Connection Now alerts on our website, which will keep you updated on all of our new developments. This isn't a video we had ever thought we would need to do, but Rick and I wanted to prioritize this topic because it's really important to us. We have a lot to share today, so make sure you watch until the end. But let's kick things off by making it very, very, very clear that we are not anti-parents, anti-natalists, and we don't hate kids. We actually like kids very much. We just don't want our own. We have said this many times before, so I'm gonna give everyone a few seconds to soak all of that in. Now, we know that there are child-free groups that feel differently, and that's their choice. But today we are speaking for ourselves and for the Child-Free Connection. So a side note here that we wanted to mention before we move on, we wanted to take a moment to thank the parents, including some of our very close friends and some family members who really have a clear understanding of our intention and have also been extremely supportive in the development of the Child-Free Connection. We have also received DMs and comments from parents that we don't know who have expressed how much they love their children and their life, but they also believe that parenting isn't for everyone, especially for people who maybe don't desire it, and that it makes complete sense to them that each one of us chooses what's best for each of us. Look, our account is clearly not for parents, so when a parent takes the time to hop into our account to express support, it makes it even more meaningful to us that they understand the purpose and that they don't feel attacked in any way. But, we do get a few comments and DMs from parents that feel that our purpose is to put them or their lifestyle down. To be honest, there have been very few negative comments like this, and compared to all the positive feedback we received, it's insignificant. But we don't believe in waiting until things get worse. Even in our relationship, Rick and I are both the type of people who want to discuss and dissect an issue before it becomes worse or unmanageable. So we decided to do the same thing here. Although we are super mindful of what we post, we did take the time to go back and see if anything we have said felt anti-parenting or anti-having kids. But what we found was the exact opposite. In all our media, it's clear that we do not hate parents, we don't hate kids, and that we're not against parenting in any way. The easy way to solve this would be to justify to ourselves by saying things like, oh, the parents are being triggered by child-free people because they're jealous or unhappy, or were never given the choice themselves, or a bunch of other reasons that we would conjure up to make our egos feel better and dismiss the problem. But that thought process would just put them down like they're putting us down, and it really doesn't help anyone because it's likely not true, and we have no idea who these people are or why they are feeling this way. We had to take a few more steps back to see what's really going on and get a bird's eye view on this sense of competition that we were picking up on. And to be completely fair, I've seen it come from both sides. Rick and I sat and talked through this quite a bit because it's not that we feel defensive about it or even feel that we need to justify our intention because we just feel so grounded in our purpose, but it's mostly about the integrity of the child-free connection and taking everyone's feelings into account. Some of my very best friends are moms and dads, and I've had some open conversations with them about how they feel about the child-free life and the child-free choice. So I'm wondering, do the parents in your circle support your decision, or is it a struggle for them to understand that you have opted out of parenthood? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, let's first look at some of the potential reasons that may be causing this child-free versus parents competition. The first is divisiveness. We are taught either directly or indirectly, subconsciously or unconsciously, to take sides. From the time we are kids, we are forced to choose vanilla or chocolate, sweet or salty, pink or blue, this team or that team, blondes or brunettes. We are encouraged to take sides in politics, religion, issues, and on and on. So over time, it just becomes natural for us to pick a side and then justify why our side is better. Same thing here. We have people who have kids and people who don't. So for people who operate in this dynamic of side picking, it becomes natural to root for your side and protest the other. The next is religion. Look, if someone has been practicing their religion from the time they were born and now they're in their 20s, 30s, 40s, or 50s and truly believe that procreating is God's will, I get it and I respect it. I'm certainly not here to argue religious belief systems, and besides, changing people's minds is just not part of our core intention. Social media. What I'm referring to here is that we are basing our opinions on smaller and smaller and smaller pieces of information. You know this already. Our attention span is about this big. Clickbait headlines are the norm. People only read or hear half the story, which in many cases causes us to miss the point. Most of the comments that we have received from parents thinking we are anti-kids has been from watching one of our 15 or 30-second reels, and from their comments it's evident that they misread the text in the reel and or did not even read the caption. Lack of empathy. Putting ourselves in other people's shoes can be very challenging for some people. I struggle with this on the opposite end because I'm an empath and my personal work revolves around not getting so engrossed in others' suffering. So like everything else, we need to find a middle ground. I can understand how a parent can be so head over heels in love with their kids and their family that the thought of opting out of that experience can seem crazy. And to some child-free people, when they see parents managing multiple kids, that can seem just as crazy too. We have no idea about random strangers on the internet's history, trauma, goals, financial state, or purpose. We don't know what excites them, what makes them happy, or what causes them pain. Assuming that someone else is in your exact same shoes and just took a different path only fuels this sense of competition. So, what can be done? The first thing is to listen. If, for example, we're saying over and over that we wholeheartedly do not hate kids and that we respect people's choice to be parents, but it's just simply not the lifestyle that we are living, then that's it. As a member of our community, you too may have found yourselves in these types of discussions or arguments with people who are just not listening to you. We are all here to speak our truth. If someone chooses not to listen and make up their own assumptions and conclusions based not what you are actually saying, but on their own history and belief system, that is their choice. The second thing we can do is educate. People who have never heard the phrases, "you're selfish," "you'll never know true love," "you'll regret it," and who have not said it to someone themselves cannot understand that this is even happening or that this is even a thing. Education is one of our core intentions. I said it at the beginning of this video, and I say it at the beginning of every video. The Child Free Connection is here for inspiration, support, celebration, and education of living child-free. Without teaching one another our struggles, our fears, our joys, then of course there will be divisiveness, lack of empathy, and competition. And by the way, we obviously can't educate one another on our lifestyle choices if we're not willing to listen. Lastly, let go. If someone is not open to educating themselves on a topic that they don't know about and not willing to listen, then the answer is super clear. You have to let it go. So one last side note here, I wanted to add that we've heard from a few parents who have said that they don't care about our lifestyle and that we're wasting our time by sharing our journey online. So we really want to be clear on who we are serving. We have people in this community who are child-free by choice and proud, people who don't have anyone else to celebrate their choice with, people who have not yet made the decision as to whether or not they want kids, and they're curious to see what it would be like to opt out of parenting. And we also have people who are child-free by circumstance and are working on acceptance and healing. If you're not child-free, our content just simply isn't for you. Our content is for them. Bottom line is there is no competition, or at least there shouldn't be one. We can absolutely do better. Child-free people and parents can live harmoniously, and luckily this has been mostly the case so far. So it's up to both sides to squash any BS that arises from those who just cannot accept that people can live joyfully with either choice. I encourage you to lift one another up by supporting our individual choices, and not just with this, but with any choice that we make in our lives. Like I said in the beginning, we wanted to address this so we can move on from it and stay true to our intention, which is focusing on you. As our community expands, we remind you that our energy will 100% continue to be focused on celebrating the child-free life. Please like this video if it resonated with you in any way, and don't forget to hit the bell and subscribe so you get notified once we post our next video. We thank you, we appreciate you, and we're excited to see you next week.
So we just wrapped. Just wanted to point out something you might find interesting. This pillow that's in the shot is held up by a paper towel. And look at what we use as markers.
Very fancy.
We're very fancy. We use clothesline clips to mark our where she stands. And that's how we produce our videos. Is that right, babe? Anyway, just thought I'd share.